What is up, YouTube, and welcome back once again to another video, and happy New Year's to every single one of you guys who are watching this video right now. So the reason behind this video today is for me to simply share all the ideas and plans that I have for the Supra this year, 2018. I've taken the time to go ahead and write every single idea, every single plan that I have for this car coming in 2018. And in doing that, I've taken the time to also go ahead and list the prices or look up the prices for everything that's gonna cost to go ahead and fix this car, or at least get it to where I want it to be. So I'm simply making this video so I can go ahead and share those ideas and share those plans with you guys so that you guys know what to expect this year coming up. Obviously, I won't be sharing every single idea, every single plan that I have for this car, but I will be sharing the major stuff with you guys, and so I'm gonna be going ahead and doing that. But first things first, one thing that I do have to change in this car is the tensioner pulley accessory, because it sounds like absolute trash. Now, I know it's the tensioner pulley and I know it's the bearing because I already did a test for it. I went ahead and lubricated every single part of it, lubricated the belt, and it's not the belt because the belt is actually brand new. So first things first, I need to change that. So I can tell you guys straight off the bat that that's gonna be one of the first things that I go ahead and do. But we're gonna go ahead and proceed with the rest of the video, and I'll go ahead and share you guys what plans I have for this car. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and break this down. Basically, everything that I'm about to explain is all the ideas and projects that I have for my car this year, 2018. So I'm gonna break this down into two categories. I have the wants and I have the needs. When it comes to the wants, I'm only gonna share 3 of my biggest wants for this year, simply because there's a lot of things that I do want for my car, but I'm only gonna share the bigger things because to me, those are the things that are gonna make the biggest difference when it comes to my car and me being able to enjoy it. I have my needs and my wants, and a lot of the needs that come with this car are a lot of maintenance, because for those of you guys who don't know, my car is a project car, and well, cars tend to go out, parts tend to go out quite a bit, and you have to be, constantly keeping up with the maintenance. So for those of you guys who don't know, my car is about to hit 167,000 miles. It is a 1994 twin turbo Toyota Supra, and because of that, there's just a lot of maintenance that has to go on in it. Now, what sucks though is that I can't really say that these were pre-existing conditions before I crashed the car. For those of you guys who don't know, the car was initially crashed when I was 16 years old. I was the one who went out and crashed it. A week after I had just gotten it ready, gotten it smogged, and was like ready to take off and conquer the world, I ended up crashing the car. And so because of that, the car and the project was just delayed a lot. I mean, I was 16 years old. I didn't really know what I was getting into. I went from a front wheel drive 90 horsepower car to a 320 rear wheel drive car. So it was a big difference. I take full ownership for crashing that car. I mean, it was my fault, wrong place at the wrong time. And some things in life just happen. But if you guys want like a little bit more info on that, go ahead and click on the video that says how I came about my Supra at 18 years old, and it's down on my page. So go ahead and click that. Anyway, so I crashed the car when I was 16 and I'm 18 right now. And basically for the past 2 years, all I've really dedicated myself to is fixing that car. Growing up, that car has always been my dream car. Growing up and watching Fast and the Furious and watching Paul Walker drive it, and then being able to look out into my driveway and see that I had the same car, it really motivated me, and it showed me that, like, things are possible. You can go ahead and make this car look like a sick. Obviously my vision for the car has changed, because as a little kid watching Fast and the Furious, all I wanted was a big old body kit, Lambo doors, and neon lights under and stuff like that. But things have changed. I've become a much more simpler person, and I want my car to have just a nice, simple, clean look. A lot of people, ask me, like, hey, are you gonna go 1,000 horsepower? Are you gonna go ahead and put racing seats and stuff like that? And, I just tell them, like, like, a majority of the money and the time that I'm gonna be going and investing in this car is gonna be simply to restore it. So I want the stock look. I'm a really big fan of the stock look. I'm okay with a few cosmetic changes here and there, but a majority of, what I'm gonna be doing for the car is to simply restore it to look like a Supra. So there's gonna be no body kit, at least for the most part. But I do plan on making it look pretty nice. I do have a vision for it. So when it comes to the needs, I'm gonna read this list, and a lot of you guys are gonna be like, damn, like, what's the point of even investing money in that car? Because a lot of these needs can be pretty pricey when you add them all up. First off, first need, I need an alignment. If you guys follow me on Instagram, at ValeeMeetz, you guys know that my front tires had camber wear, like really bad camber wear. Wires were showing and everything. Luckily, it wasn't like on the bad side. Like, I've seen really bad camber wear where the wires are like sticking out and everything, but wires were showing when it comes to my car. So my car needs an alignment pretty bad. So that's the first thing. Second thing, I need shocks or coils. Simply because my car right now runs as if it had coils that were tightened to the maximum setting. I feel every single little rock when it comes to the freeway or it comes to the street, and I hate it. That's because the shocks that I have on my car are shot, like they're dead, like they're done. They're OEM shocks. They're from 1994 and I still have them on my car. So I'm deciding between OEM shocks again or go and get coils. A lot of people tell me, you know what, just get coils, you get better like handling and performance, because you know I'm like the type of kid that likes to go up into, you know, like Highway 9, go up into the mountains and like drive and stuff. But the reason I don't, or I'm hesitant when it comes to coils, is because my car already scrapes with the front lip that it has, and I don't really want to be scraping all the time. I've gotten pretty good at angling my car so that I don't scrape it. I can get into my driveway fine, I can get into other driveways fine, and I can get over speed bumps pretty fine, but I don't want to be, you know, having to angle myself every single time that I see a pebble on the street. I understand that some coils are adjustable and I can make my ride height maybe a little higher in the front and maybe a little lower in the back. So that's one idea that I have in mind, but that's the reason why I'm a little hesitant on coils. Third thing is pretty obvious. I need an oil change. It's that time of the year. It's that time, you know, of those, you know, 3 months, whatever. I change my oil every 2,500 miles. So that's just like the maintenance that I gotta do. As I showed you guys earlier in the video, I do need new pulley bearings. That bearing went out, and I'm guessing it's because I wasn't here for 10 days, so nobody drove my car, and it was super like cold. I'm guessing, you know, those bearings just got really dry, and so as soon as I come back and I turn it on, the bearings work. They just started squeaking really bad, so that's something that I'm gonna have to change. Whether I'm gonna change the whole assembly, the whole pulley assembly, or I'm gonna change just the part that spins, I don't really know yet, but that is something that I do have to go ahead and check. Just like every other old car out there, my car is leaking oil a little bit, so I do need a new oil pan gasket. It's not terrible, like it's not to the point where like there's puddles of oil under my car. Like I said, I left for 10 days, I came back and there were like maybe like 4 drops, but you can tell that there's oil residue under the car, and so I don't like that. So I need to change that oil pan gasket. And then on top of that, I also need to change the transmission pan gasket because it's the same thing. Sometimes when I'm running the car like quite a few hours, or like I'm driving quite a bit, there will be times where I'll see like smoke like coming from under the car because the transmission fluid is hitting my exhaust, and I hate that because it stinks and it doesn't look good, especially coming from a Supra. People look at me and they're like, dude, like, why does this kid have the Supra if he's not gonna take care of it? Like, a lot of you guys don't realize I do understand and I do know what's going on, because everything mechanical that has been done to my car, I've done it myself. The intercooler, the radiator, the intake, the spark plugs, the spark plug coils, all of that stuff has been my own work. Like, I'm the one that puts in the wrench time. I'm the one that flushed out my transmission fluid. I'm the one who does my oil changes. I maintain my car myself through YouTube, through reading on forums. I do all of that stuff on my own. So some people don't understand, you know, my struggle. Some people don't understand, you know, the fact that I'm the one putting in the wrench time, and that's okay. But, you know, I know it just looks bad from the outside, you know, when you have like a really poorly maintained car and you're driving it. Another thing I need is an alarm system. My alarm system is really faulty right now. Like I said, it just feels like everything kind of went bad ever since I came back. Like, I left for 10 days, I come back, and everything just kind of blows up on my car. Moving on. Next thing I'm gonna need is power steering fluid. My power steering fluid, as well as my brake fluid, is pretty nasty. It's old. I don't really know when the last time it was changed, simply because, like I said, the cars had been in the shop for a while. My dad was the previous owner. When my dad passed it down to me, like, it was kind of just like, you know, here you go. And so I've kind of just had to start figuring out like what I want to do, what needs to be prioritized, what needs to be done first. Luckily, you know, there's nothing really wrong with my power steering, or there's nothing really wrong with my brakes, but it does need to get changed because it is getting ugly, and it's just, yeah, it needs to be changed. It's that time. It's not the last thing, but the last thing that I took into account are my brakes. My brakes are kind of starting to screech. I don't think they're OEM brakes. I don't think that they're the brakes that came on the car from 1994, but I do think that the brakes are pretty old because, you know, they're starting to screech. So it's coming to that time where I need to go ahead and change the brakes at some point, because I can't be pulling up to car meets or just driving around in general and having my car be like, you know, like all the time. Like, I can't. Brakes need to get done. So those are basically the needs that I've taken into account as of right now. Now, when it comes to the wants, like I said before, there are a lot of things that I want for my Supra, but I need to be realistic and understand that there's a lot of other things that I want to do this year and a lot of other things that are going to cost me money, and I can't fully invest every single little thing that I have into my Supra. So I've cut it down into 3 of the biggest wants that I want for my car. And the first one is obviously what everybody has been telling me to do: paint. Yes, I do plan on painting the car, and no, I don't want my car to look the way it is right now. Every single day or every single time I post something on Instagram or I go out to a car meet, I have the same question asked to me. Are you gonna paint your car? No, I want my car to look like this. I want my clear coat to be peeling off. Yes, I'm going to paint my car. Only reason that my car isn't painted is because I'm 18 years old and I don't make an $80,000 salary a year. I'm making $13.50 an hour where I work. If you really think about that, $13.50 an hour, and I'm a full-time student paying for college, I don't have the money to be like completely saving up for just the paint on my car. I understand that some people get frustrated for some reason, like oh, paint your car. I don't understand why you guys get frustrated. I mean, I'm the one that's driving it. I do understand that, you know, you guys are like excited to go ahead and see my car painted and excited to see a nice Supra, but I don't have the money for it right now. So I'm saving up. I really am. I have my piggy bank right here. It's a Coca-Cola bottle, saving up cash and coins in here, but it's gonna take some time for me to go ahead and make all the money that I want in order to be able to paint the car. I have chosen my color, and it's gonna be GTR blue, and I know it's kind of like controversial because it's coming from Nissan, and like, you know, there's always like that Skyline and like Supra like rivalry, but I do want the GTR blue on the Supra. I really like how the blue looks, and I've always just been a fan of like a blue Supra. I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of red Supras, there's a lot of white Supras, a lot of black Supras and gray Supras, and like there's just not a lot of blue. And hopefully, if all goes as planned and if I can save all the money that I want to be saving, I'm not making this a promise, but I am crossing my fingers and going for high hopes. I do plan on having the Supra painted by May or June. Don't mark my words, because like I said, it's not a promise, but it is what I'm hoping for. And if I don't paint the car this year, I'm gonna be okay with it, simply because my other plan is to be able to pull the engine out of the Supra and rebuild it. As some of you guys may know, I am majoring in automotive technology and automotive tech, and so because of that, I do want to take the engine out of the Supra and completely rebuild it so that I'll be good for another, you know, decent amount of time when it comes to that car, because I do plan on keeping that car for life. So if I do pull out the engine, you know, it'd be nice to kind of paint the engine bay, but you know, if I get a little angsty and I'm like, you know what, like I just want to get the car painted, then I'll probably just go ahead and paint the car itself and not really worry about the engine bay, or maybe even worry about that later once, you know, I pull the engine out, because it'll be a lot easier to paint the inside. The second want that I have for the car are the wheels. I do want either Ray's TE37s or Avid 1 wheels. I've always liked how they looked. I don't know, it's just kind of like a desire I have for the car. Like, I know some people tell me, you know, to get like maybe a flusher look or whatever. At the end of the day, like I said, it's my car, and I'm gonna really, you know, take the vision I have for it, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it into what I want it to look like. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then the third thing is an exhaust. I want an exhaust, either a 4-inch or a 3-inch HKS exhaust, and it's either gonna be HKS or it's just gonna be custom fabricated. I'm still deciding, because, you know, I feel like having a custom exhaust made just for my car, like that'd be kind of cool, but you know, I also understand that, you know, a full catback system would be a lot cooler too, so it's just kind of between that. And you know what, while we're at it, I'll just go ahead and add a few more wants. I want some side skirts for my car, like some custom made side skirts, and I also want a custom diffuser for my car. I don't know, I just really like how diffusers look on Supras, and if I have a diffuser and I have a front lip, like I don't want those to be sitting low and then my side skirt be kind of high. So, you know, I want like side skirts that'll like make it all look even and all look flush. And so, yeah, those are really the needs and the wants that I have for my car this year, 2018. Like I said, guys, just bear with me. I'm only 18 years old and I'm doing my best to go ahead and maintain this car. I know a lot of people will go ahead and tell me, you know what, if you're 18 years old, you shouldn't have this car in the first place, because, you know, you should give it to somebody who's actually going to take care of it and invest money in it and stuff like that. You know, I want you guys to understand that I understand that it's a privilege to have this car. I understand that, you know what, there are a lot of other people that can go ahead and invest more money and more time into the car than I can. But at the end of the day, like, this is my passion. Like, this is what I want to do. There is no other car that I would invest this much time and money into. My mom was complaining. She was like, you know, why are you spending so much time and so much money on this car? Like, it's not worth it. And I told her, I was like, Mom, you know, I'm gonna tell you something. If this car was like a Honda or any other type of Toyota, I wouldn't invest this much money and time into it. Like, if that pulley would have gone wrong, I would have just been like, you know what, I'm gonna sell it, like, that's it, like, I don't care. But because it's a Supra, I know the value of it, and I know that because it's always been my dream car, like, I need to go ahead and fix this for me. And I want to be known as that kid who persevered through, you know, crashing the car to then completely restoring it. I know a lot of people will give me, you know, hate for it because, hey, look, first of all, it's an automatic and you're fixing up an automatic, like, there's no point. I don't care if it's an automatic. A Supra's a Supra, an engine's an engine, and at the end of the day, like I said, you're not the one driving it anyway. I just want to take this time to, you know, go ahead and thank all of you guys who have been supporting me since day one, or have supported me since you guys went ahead and met me, or have started following me on Instagram, or subscribed to me on YouTube. Thank you guys all for just taking the time to go ahead and, like, support me and just, you know, root me on for everything that I'm doing. My plan is to go ahead and vlog a lot of the projects that I'm going to be doing for the car, because I know that I've been kind of lacking on vlogs, and a lot of the vlogs that I've been posting have been strictly car meets and stuff like that. I'm going to go ahead and take the time, you know, this year to go ahead and really just, like, take videos of the projects that I'm doing on the car, a lot of the restoration process and stuff like that. As I continue on this year, you know, to go ahead and fix this car, I ask that you guys would just keep on being patient with me. I love you guys. Thank you guys all for your support and for all the love that you guys have shown me since day one, or since the day you guys have met me. Thank you guys once again for taking the time to watch this video, and I really hope that, you know, I answered some of your questions. And if I didn't, go ahead and drop a comment below. I will go ahead and do my best to go through the YouTube channel and answer any questions that you guys have in the comment section. So please go ahead and ask your questions. It really makes me happy to go ahead and be hearing from you guys. Thank you for all your love and all your support. I love you guys. Stay up, stay tuned, and peace out. Till next time.